Being in school also supports the perception that girls are still children and are therefore not of a suitable age to marry. STEM Girls Initiative will increasingly require STEM skills, yet considerably less girls than boys approach STEM. Reasons why girls do not pursue them. More men than women are in STEM jobs. Traditional societies do not encourage girls to join STEM. General disinterest and/or lack of confidence. Not enough female role models in STEM fields. STEM Girls Initiative. Get involved. Become a STEM girl. A STEM girl is a female student who aspires to have a career in the fields of STEM. Become a mentor, volunteer. Sign up to organize a STEM Girls School Club in your school. Mentor a girl or assist in organizing STEM Girls Workshop, Summit, and Talk Show. Become a partnered friend. Do you want to have a STEM Girls School Club in your school as a school proprietor or principal? Do you want to air STEM talk show in your radio TV station? Or do you want to authorize sharing or using of your intellectual or physical property such as books, apps, event hall for STEM Girls programs? Then you are our friend partner. Become a donor. Do you want to donate for STEM Girls Summit, STEM Girls Talk Show, STEM Girls Awards, STEM Girls School Club? Then you are our donor. STEM Girls Initiative. Get involved. Become a STEM Girls ambassador. Follow the following procedure. First, purchase a STEM Girls kit comprises a customized STEM Girls t-shirt, stickers, pen, and a brochure. Put on STEM Girls Ambassadors t-shirt, take photographs, share on Facebook or Twitter page, tag friends, and tag STEM Girls Initiative at STEM Girls NG or at STEM Girls Initiative. Second, as an ambassador of STEM Girls, you have to encourage girls to develop interest in STEM by talking to girls about opportunities in STEM fields and be a representative of STEM girls in your home, school, church, mosque, office, and community. Place a STEM Girls Ambassador sticker on a strategic place, such as your car, office desk, etc. That will constantly remind you and the people around you of your passion for STEM girls' education and the need to keep pushing to break barriers for girls in STEM. The photo with the most likes and comments on social media for the month receives STEM Girls Ambassadors Awards. STEM Girls Talk Show, a virtual space for girls and women to discuss science, technology, engineering, and math. Join our virtual space or be our STEM Girls Talk Show presenter and engage female professionals in a discussion in the fields of STEM. STEM Girls School Club. Partner with us to help form a study group for girls in your school or community to improve girls' academic performance in STEM subjects and increase your involvement in STEM majors in tertiary institutions. Take action. Donate to support H Network STEM Girls Initiative. H mission to empower, support, and protect young women and girls for a fairer future.
Good day, everyone. Welcome, everyone. I hope that everyone is keeping safe. We are washing our hands, wearing our masks under the circumstances. Before we begin everything, we would like to do a bit of housekeeping. Today we have we have 3 speakers today on our panelists, and we would like, if you are not speaking, can you please mute your masks, your microphone. Sorry, your microphone. And we would like to see your beautiful faces. If you're not shy, can you please share your video?
H Network Pro.
Definitely, we have a bit of technical difficulties today. The network is just too jealous for us to complete this. And going back to our housekeeping, if you're not speaking, can you please mute your microphone? If you have something to say, there is a little on your left. Okay, it's my left. Yeah, it's on your left. You can put your comments or your questions there, and then as we proceed with the program, we can raise your questions and forward them to the speaker at the time. And our speakers today. Who's the? Hello? Can you please mute your microphone? Speakers today. I'm not quite sure who's. Can you please mute your microphone? Thank you. I'm not quite sure. Are we all on board now? All right. Thank you. Our speakers today, we have Professor Rabia Sa'id. She's a trained atmospheric physicist and a lecturer in physics in Bayero University in Nigeria. She's our first speaker today. And our second speaker is Dr. Augustina Sylversken, and she's from Ghana. She's a lecturer in University of. Oh, my pronunciation is so bad. Please, I apologize. I probably apologize, Doctor. She's a lecturer and researcher at Kwame Nkrumah in University of Science at the University of Science and Technology in Ghana. And our closing speaker today, we have Dr. Ofonime, a software developer. Some would say she's a technology diversity specialist in Nigeria. And to proceed, so we can proceed and not waste time, I'd like to hand over to Professor Rabia Sa'id so we can discuss STEM goals and creating leaders in the STEM fields through empowering of girls. Professor. Hello. Professor Sa'id, are you with us? Not sure. Professor? Professor Sa'id, are you with us? Oh, it's so great to have virtual spaces are wonderful, but sometimes we have such challenges to accomplishing our objectives. We're having a bit of a difficulty with Professor Sa'id. Because of such difficulties, can we, Dr. Augustine, would rather be creative and flexible about this? So because our space is a bit flexible. So, Dr. Augustine.
Hello, I'm right here.
Yes, beautiful. How are you doing?
I'm very good. Awesome. Thank you very much for asking.
Thank you. Our times are very difficult, so we have to check on each other every now and again.
You're right. You're very right.
Because of the difficulties, we would like you to go in first and with your presentation, because we're having challenges with Professor Sa'id. Then after she can come after you. Then we
Absolutely. That's fine. So do I share my screen? Because you tasked me to prepare a couple of slides.
Oh, okay. Yes, please. You can share your screen, please.
Right. I haven't done this before, but let's see how it goes.
We understand. We have so much patience. Yeah, you're doing.
But right. So I'm sure you can see my screen now.
Yes, we can. Yes.
Can you see my topic projected?
Yes, we can.
Super.
That's great.
Thank you so very much to the organizers. Thank you to the wonderful ladies, amazing ladies who have joined us from all over the world. I think the Age Network is an amazing network, and I'm very happy to the organizers for giving me such a platform to share my thoughts on the title you sent me, which you indicated to be Career Perspectives in STEM, the challenges, the opportunities, and the way forward. So at a point in time, I will ask our audience or the participants to jot a few points. I hope they have their notebooks and their pens, because it is important that you note some of these things down. So just by way of showing you what I'll be presenting this morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you find yourself, I will try and explain what career is. I will look into some interesting, I call them myths in STEM. As for myths, they are like mirages. You are never able to touch them. So these are people's perceptions, opinions, but they are really not the truth. And then we will look at some opportunities available in the STEM or STEM-related fields. Then I'll touch on how you can build your career. And I always do this. I always have a take-home message. I have a feeling that sometimes at a point in time when you're listening to some of these interactive presentations, you may lose them. You may lose it at a point in time. But I always have this message I always term as take-home message. And for the past few years, I've fallen in love with quotes because I think they are loaded and they have a lot of information. So this is the very first quote. I'll be taking you through a lot of quotes. So the best investment you can make isn't gold. It's the people you love, the dreams you have, and living a life that matters. But I am even more interested in the dreams you have. I'm very positive that as women, as girls, as ladies, as females, we all have dreams. But it's so very important that you ensure that you are investing in those dreams of yours. I mean, it isn't about the amount of money you will make. It isn't about the money you will accrue, but I think that it is mainly about the dreams you have. And look, as for dreams, you may sleep and dream. Sometimes people sit and dream. They have a lot of imaginations, but it is about putting and ensuring, not just putting, but ensuring that those dreams have become realities. And I think this is what we will be talking about this morning, afternoon, or evening. So I think, why is career so very important? I have tried to define what career is. I think it is an occupation undertaken for a specific period of a person's life and with opportunities for progress. In fact, I should have highlighted the opportunities for progress in red, because I think that, look, you may have an occupation today, maybe for a specific period of time within your lifetime, but you have to ensure that you are really making progress. So if I go back to the first quote, the fact that it is about the dream you have. You may dream to be in a certain profession A, but then within that profession, you need to ensure that you are really making progress. Because look, I always say that as for opportunities, they come shrouded. You may not see that certain things are opportunities, but it's about you seizing those opportune times and moments and turning them to your benefit. So I feel that there's another quote here: a career is not just about earning an income. So it is not really about that gold you may end up accruing, but it is about pursuing the essence of life. I'm very positive that we all have dreams, we all have aspirations, but then when you realize that this is something you want to pursue in this life of yours, you have to make sure that you are really pursuing it with every single strength you have within you. It may be dependent on a specific field of study. Like we know, we are into the STEM, so we are into the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field. So this career of yours may be depending on any of these 4 categories I have just shared, i.e. the sciences, the technological fields, the engineering fields, or the fields related to mathematics. And so career is not it is not static. It is flexible. So within that environment, within that career of yours, you should be able to meander through other related careers. So that if you're a mathematician, it is not straitjacketed. You don't just become a mathematician, but you may have other bits and pieces of things you can include in that particular field of study you have chosen. And this I have just mentioned. I wanted us to just do a short recap. If you say STEM, then we are talking about science, we are talking about technology, we are talking about engineering, and we are talking about math. Somebody may say that, oh, then I don't even find myself in any of these because I am studying law. But really, in that studying of law yourself, like I said in the previous slide, it is flexible. It is not static. So in that law field of mine, I can decide to employ or include some bit of technology. If I am studying science, science is not static. I may be studying in the physical sciences, or I may be studying in the biosciences. Even in the biosciences, I can decide, like I said, it is flexible. I can decide to incorporate some physical sciences. So I may really be a biologist, but I can incorporate some computer skills. And in this light or in this dimension, I may be including really some high throughput technological skills in what I study. So the available statistics really look quite bleak, and this is quite recent. It has been indicated by UNESCO that, look, if you take 100, its population of people in the STEM fields, you realize that 74% of them are males and only 26. This is very appalling. And I hope that as age network people, very soon, if we give ourselves 5 years, I'm sure we may be approaching 50, 50, 50. 50%, 50%. And if you look at out of 100 female students within a tertiary institution, you realize that 12 of them will graduate with a STEM major. But amazingly, only 3 of them, you can easily translate this into percentages. Only 3 of them would continue to work in the STEM fields as, beyond their graduation. And more startling is the fact that only 10% of women would find themselves in the fields of engineering. Now, if we look at this particular triangle, so in the health field, you find a lot of women. So they are nurses, they are lab technicians, they are doctors, vis-a-vis when you look at the percentage being men. But we now are interested in people who are making changes, the change makers. So these will definitely take up some leadership roles. They tend up to be very influential in that field. If it's the STEM fields, they tend to be very influential in those STEM fields. We realize that it is just a strange looking triangle where you find the opposite. Now, this time, in terms of people taking up influential and leadership roles, you find that 75% of them tend to be males, and only less than 25% of them tend to be females who are in the STEM fields, but then with some leadership roles or having a lot of influence in those STEM fields they are in. So these may be heads of departments, they may be vice chancellors, they may be consultants, they may be people who are really holding some high leadership roles in the STEM field. So the statistics don't look very good at all. Maybe because we have some myths. People assume that maybe as for a female, if you decide to take up a career in STEM, you need to be exceptional. But I keep on saying that, look, the girls who are currently in STEM fields, they have 2 legs, they have 2 hands, they have 2 eyes. So really, they are not exceptional. They have a brain like we all do. They walk, they walk. Some of them may be physically challenged. But then, so really, the point I'm making is that you don't have to be an exceptional individual. People also assume that STEM is solely for males. People assume that really you need to come from a developed or an industrialized country before you can excel in STEM. But for most of us, we are from, they say LMIC, lower middle income countries. But you see people excelling. Well, it becomes more interesting when you want to look at marriage. People assume that if you decide to take up a career in STEM, amazingly, you will not get a good husband. People assume that science is difficult. People assume that the STEM field is really preserved for boys. But these are just myths. They are not the reality? Well, I feel that people may have some of these myths because we see a lot of inequality when it comes to access to STEM education. People assume that, oh, if I decide to study biology as one of the STEM fields, what sort of career would even be available to me? People are so stereotyped. Sometimes I feel that the girls may not have any role models to look up to. Obviously, if we cast our minds back to the inverted triangle I showed in terms of women in STEM who hold influential or leadership positions, we see a huge underrepresentation. So this may also be one of the reasons for some of the myths people have. Of course, a lot of social cultural beliefs. These are just perceptions, people's opinions. Of course, we may have a huge knowledge gap. People feel that as for girls, they don't really do very well in math. Of course, the books available and the information available may even end up portraying that as for STEM, it is the pre-reserve or it is reserved for only boys. But I feel that a host of opportunities tend to be available if you decide to study any of the STEM or their related fields. A host of them. Chemistry is there, mathematics is there, biological sciences is there, medical school is there, lawyer is there. All sorts of fields tend to be available to you. And I feel that, look, to be successful in this life, you really need minimum requirements and maximum adjustments. Because if I need to take up a certain position or if I need to get into a certain tertiary institution, all I need is the minimum requirement to enable me enter that particular institution. But as soon as I get into that institution, I need to do a lot of adjustments. And I feel that some of these adjustments would rather help me attain that dream of mine. I only, like I said, need a minimum requirement. So let's look at some of the opportunities available. I think that the opportunities are just endless. And if you are a woman and you decide to go into the STEM field, I think there are a lot of capacity building opportunities available for you. I mean, globally, you see a lot of women excelling. Some of them are they lead their countries. I'm sure you can easily write down just one name of a woman who is excelling in STEM. You may find such women in the institution you find yourself in, as well as in the environment you find yourself. But the point is, why must I study STEM? I think that it encourages critical thinking, reasoning. It enables you to achieve this high solving skills when it comes to problems or challenges available. You can do a lot of integration with your ideas and the subject. And look, as for science, there are no shortcuts. So it enables you to speak the truth. You become curious. You have a very good attitude of discovery. You are always interested in asking questions. You have a natural love for learning and research. And I think that it opens a lot of doors to you to enable you get into a lot of disciplines. And I think, look, my dear ladies, my dear girls, my dear women, and my dear females, really, if you don't know where you are going, any road will take you there.